Hold on to your fedoras. It's an announcement video. Today on the Occult Detective, it's time to take a look ahead to Occult Detective October. Occult Detective October is a BookTube reading event that was dreamed up by MJ, and I get to be a host again this year. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's something I do every year anyway, actually, to be honest, most of the year long. I just love occult detective fiction and occult detective nonfiction. So we're going to be looking at a little bit of both in the TBR this season. So what is occult detective fiction? It is when you take the trope of the mystery story and merge with it the supernatural. There's great examples throughout the history of literature. Arguments can be made that occult detective fiction started back with the ancient Greeks. But if we come ahead to the 19th and 20th centuries, you've got everybody from, Van Helsing and Dracula. It's a great example of an occult detective. You got Algernon Blackwood's John Silence and Arthur Macon's Dyson, Robert E. Howard. He had Kirwan and Conrad and Steve Harrison. Manly Wade Wellman, touched on it with John Thunstone. Dennis Wheatley gave us the Duke from The Devil Rides Out. And on, and into the modern age, where there's some great examples. Mulder and Scully from The X-Files are occult detectives. John Constantine, the Hellblazer, occult detective. They're anywhere and everywhere. And it's just a fascinating genre to delve into. And that's what we're going to do again this year. And I'll take the time to show you my TBR for the event. We're looking at weekly themes, and week 1 is pre-1970. For that, I'm going to read The Three Imposters by Arthur Machen. I've read it before, but I'm reading it again because Dyson's a lot of fun. Post-1970 is this Aleister Crowley MI6, The Hess Solution by Richard C. McNeff. That is a hideous cover. Sorry, Richard, but it really is awful. But I do look forward to reading the book. One that details Crowley's time in MI6 during the war. We also will be taking a look at this little gem that I picked up in an abandoned schoolhouse filled with books. Maybe you saw the video. This one, The Friends of Lucifer. Now, I've never read any of these. This is a survival novel. You see, it says, survival takes on the forces of Satan to overthrow the Friends of Lucifer. Dennis Sinclair, let me read you the back. When English aristocrat Sir John Wycombe vanished after the brutal murder of his wife and child, international journalist and survival agent Greg Ballard was ordered to find him. For Wycombe was a fellow member of Survival, the secret international organization pledged to prevent the world destroying itself. And he'd been on to something big before he disappeared. As he penetrated Wycombe's elite circle of friends, Greg realized that he was not the only one looking for the missing aristocrat. Some of them were deeply involved in the sinister group indulging in sorcery, sacrificial orgies, and murder. Servants of Lucifer, they had set in motion a plan to rock the foundations of English society and provoke a bitter racial war. All right, like I said, never heard of these. This should be fun. Then we have diversity. And you don't get more diverse than reading John Constantine. So I'll be reading all the issues of Dead in America from Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell on my fancy little Amazon Fire. And then I plan to follow things up with Anything Goes by reading Ominous Whoosh. This is A Wandering Mind Returns to Twin Peaks by John Thorne. So being a huge Twin Peaks fan, my son picked this up for me, and I'm going to delve into it for Occult Detective October. I'll also be reading from Brad Steiger, Real Monsters, Gruesome Critters, and Beasts from the Dark Side. So there you go. There's a lot of great hosts that will all be listed below for this year's event, and it should be a lot of fun. October is my favorite time of year. For me, Occultober begins September 22nd with the autumnal equinox and my wedding anniversary. Go figure. I hope you're all prepared. Things are going to get really spooky around here.